You know what's so crazy? The blonde works for you. Like it really is. It is.
That's why I've kept it for so
Yeah.
long. I've thought about going back to like, because my natural hair color is sandy brown,
Yeah.
and I thought about just going back to that for a while, just to get my my hair a break. But after I did it, everybody was like, "That's your look.
Yeah.
That's your that's your look." And there's just like everybody can't pull off blonde, but I've had different like hairstyles. I've done the twist outs. I've done the long ones.
This is it though.
Yeah, but the blonde, everybody's just like, just keep the blonde, just keep the
Yeah,
blonde.
just keep the
I'm like,
blonde.
all right, I'm gonna keep it, but I gotta be smart about it. So I'm gonna start just dyeing it like once a month, just to keep my hair, But I keep it short for a reason, so
Yeah.
it won't hurt.
Yeah. You've been actively releasing music for a couple of years now, these past couple of years.
Yeah,
Can you walk us through your singles and EPs leading up to the release of your album Mixed Emotions and Mixed Emotions Live?
yeah. So 24/7 was my first song. It came out in 2018, and
Mm-hmm.
that mix, I absolutely hated it.
Oh,
Like I absolutely hated it. I was just like, this is not what I wanted it to sound like. And the people though that I, was dealing with at the time, they knew I hated that, mix. But I was testing the waters and stuff, and it wasn't nothing that I believed in. So if you don't believe in something, you ain't gonna push it.
right.
I went and got the mix redone like a year later and freaking fell in love.
Oh,
And so 24/7 was the first one. Then I put out All Night Long. I did this huge single release concert at the House of Blues. That's when my career really started taking off. And
yeah.
then from there, a month later, I was opening up for K Michelle.
Yep.
And then I was on Fox. And then I was on the Oprah Winfrey tour. And things was just really taking off. And then the pandemic had hit. And
Yeah.
I was just, damn. But
Yeah.
I still worked through the pandemic and I actually finished my album. And so All Night Long was actually written by an ex of mine back I was 22 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just stuck in my head. And it was just like my ex was celibate at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, you know what? I wonder what it would feel like to actually be intimate in that way with this person,
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we're All Night Long for. And then 24/7 was just like me just talking shit. Just like, this is me. I can be classy, I can be trash, I can be nasty. But it's just like, how like you a chameleon, like
Yeah.
this is you, this is me, this is me.
Yeah.
And then came out with a song with my best friend, One For Me, that just talked about like marriage and what I wanted it to be. And then I came out with The One Thing with Mo3. And
Yeah.
that was just like,
Yeah.
and then Mo3 got killed a few months later. And he was definitely like the next biggest thing. Like, as far as rap wise,
Oh,
there's like he has like he did a song with Kevin Gates and just Juice World, and his career
oh,
was just like we're like the same age. Well, we he died, but yeah, like everybody was just like, this is a song, and they started playing it on the radio,
yeah.
and I did the album, and just everything's just been on the up and up, since then. And I always tell people, I'm just like, you know, there's almost 8 billion people in this world. Keep pushing
Yeah.
that song because everybody ain't heard it
Right? Okay.
yet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm still
Yes.
pushing it, and I came out with the live version because people, that's where I live at, is live.
Yeah.
That's and then I'm working on the acoustic part now, but I'm actually working on my second album too. So
Yeah.
that is going to be fun. So
I
I
look
can't.
forward to hearing it. I look forward to hearing
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What would you say, or who would you say is your biggest musical influence?
Oh, that's a tie. That's like 4 people.
Go ahead, say them all.
That's Beyonce.
I knew that was number one.
Yeah, that's Beyonce, Prince, Whitney Houston, and John Legend.
Ah,
That's all of them combined in one.
yeah. I can kind of hear that in your voice when you sing.
Yeah, I look at Beyonce and Prince for that entertainment factor
Hmm.
and everything. I look at and Prince for that vocal agility,
Yeah,
John for like the piano and the essence of like
yeah.
that, and even Bruno Mars too. And
Yeah.
Whitney for that vocal control and that
Yeah.
pureness, you know. Every,
She had vocal control. Her voice did what she wanted it to do.
wanted to
It
do.
was, it was so crazy. So here's a follow-up question to your influences. What did you grow up listening to? We've already hit it. You talked about church and things like that. But what did you like? What did you grow up listening to when you were able to say, okay, I'm in control of the radio. This is what I want to hear.
Yeah. When I got in control, because we had grew up like listening to my dad loves Prince. So that's why I heard Prince. I
Oh,
was I would listen to Prince, you know, I would listen to Whitney, I would listen to Beyonce. I think the first CD that I can recall my mom had bought me, I think I was it was the Jackson 5 CD.
oh Lord.
Well, it
Yes.
was good. It was ABC.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Jackson 5. And then I remember I got another CD and then I was when I tell you I was a huge fan of I still am of Usher, the
Yeah.
Confession album 8701. I remember in the 90s, like listening to that. Like I was like 4 or 5. And then I got the Confessions album. I remember who gave that to me too. And then I remember when I was in 10th, not 10th grade, 5th grade, the Destiny's Child, Destiny's Fulfilled came out in 2004.
Yeah.
And my mom had bought me that album. And I was just like, this is it, you know. And as I got older, like my music, like I love all kind of music, like all genres, you know. But that was definitely like I remember that. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
That was so crazy because my grandmother raised me. So I remember Donna Summer. I remember
Yeah.
I remember Gladys Knight. I remember Aretha. I remember Patti because I'm from Philadelphia. So she was showing Patti LaBelle is also from Philadelphia. So she was
Yeah.
showing, her love for Patti. But it's
Mhm.
so crazy because my mother, when she was in my life,
Mhm.
Tina Marie was her go-to. So
Yeah.
I remember listening to just all these different, vocalists. But for me, it kind of was so funny and telling because I
Mhm.
listened to women. That's where my voice is anyway.
Yeah.
Anita, Tony Braxton, Whitney. One thing I love about Whitney that I do in my music is her articulation. You can hear every letter, and
Yeah.
she ends her T's and her
Mhm.
S's, so you can hit. She talked very
Mhm.
properly, and that's what I got from Whitney.